Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So in this episode I'm going to be showing us how to create a logo from Google. So to do that, sometimes you can just go and get ideas online for whichever brand you're creating for. So all you need to do is just know what their brand is about, know their brand name. With that you can create a very nice logo for your client. So let's get straight to it. I'm going to go to internet. Then let's say I'm designing a logo for, say, Saframic Homes. So all I'm going to say is S house logo and press enter. So you're going to see a lot in the search results. So whichever one you feel is okay for you to work with, you just click on it and start working on it. So I'm going to be showing us how to do this right now. So let's say I want to work with this, for instance. I'll just wait for it to load. Okay, this is it now, it's clear. Then I'll right click and copy this image. When I take it to my workspace, which is CorelDraw, I'll paste the image. The next thing I'm going to do right here is to trace the bitmap. What trace bitmap does is to trace all the outlines. As it is, I'm going to trace out these outlines so I can make alterations to it. As it is now, this is a picture. You can see there are no lines. It's just a single picture. So for me to work on it, to change the color, change the size, change the angles, I would need to trace out the outline. So for me to do that now, I'll just select the image, then hit this button right here. Then I'll select the quick trace. Sometimes, if the image you're working on is not so sharp, you can go to bitmap here, convert to bitmap, then you increase the resolution right here. On default, yours might be set to 300 or 100 or whatever is there. You can just maybe increase it to like 1500. What this does is to help you increase the size, the quality of the image, so you can trace it out perfectly. So right now I'm going to hit on this because my picture is clear enough. Then I'll do the quick trace. So it's tracing right now. I think it's done. You can see it. Do you notice the change right now? This is the original one. You can see there is no lines. When I move this, you can notice the lines inside right now. So I'm going to delete the original. Delete, then bring this down here. First of all, I'm going to ungroup it so that all the parts of this designs will be separate. So Ctrl U to ungroup. Then the next thing I want to do now is delete the background, which is white. I'll delete this white background. You can see it now. I won't be needing this brand here, so I'm going to delete it. So this is what I want to work with. If you look at this closely now, you see this has a break here. It's because of the color they used for it. So when I move this, it's going to go differently, and I don't want that. So for me to fix this issue, I'm going to highlight this whole text here. Then I'll click on this, create boundary. So what this does, it helps me trace out the outline of my logo. You can see how simple this is. You can see how simple it is. So I'm now going to delete this. Then I can now put in the colors of the brand I'm working for. If it's a brand that has color, you ask them what their brand color is and you work with it. But if not, you could just give them the best. So for this now, we don't have a brand color in mind, so we just work with what we have. When I select this, it's going to give the whole design a color. But from the original stuff we have, you see, there's a bit of blue and ash. So we're now going to break this again by pressing Ctrl K. Ctrl K will now break the parts again. You can now edit it individually. Then you can click on this part here and give it any color you like. So you can see this. In just 5 minutes, we've been able to create a logo for our brand. So very quickly, I'm just going to give this a random color. Then we're going to type the name of this business. This is Saframic Homes Limited. So what I want to do now is to zoom in on this, probably break this text here and have this come down. Ctrl K to break text apart. You can see the text are together, but when I press Ctrl K, I have Ceramic on its own and I have Homes Limited on its own. So what I want to do now is to just get a nice font that is going to portray this design very well. So I'll just hit on this, my font drop down arrow here, to check out some nice fonts. What I usually do, I usually download my fonts in packs, so I can have many fonts I can work with. So let me try this out. Then for this section, I want to reduce it a bit. I want to reduce this, then bring it up. So I want to now stretch it so that it can align with this. So to do that, you select this item and you select the shape tool right here. Then you stretch this, stretch it. Let me drop it here, then use spacebar. Use spacebar here. Good. This is what I want, but I want to change the font as well to this font. So I might have to reduce this again for alignment's sake. So if you're not sure of the alignment, you can just drag your ruler out from this section here. From this ruler here, you just drag out this piece and see if this is aligned properly. But I think I like the way it is, so I'll zoom back out to my original logo. Then I either reduce this one now to proportional to the one I just created, then I just move them into my workspace and probably zoom in, Shift and F2. So let me work on this now. Let me increase this a bit, then probably drop it somewhere here. Can you see? So somewhere here. So as it is, I can add colors to this. Let me add this orange color, but I want to have a touch of red, so I'll go to gradient here, double click on this. A window will open where I can now blend my colors. So let me move this so you can be seeing what I'm doing. So I'll select this here. I've talked about this in my previous video, so if you've not, just check it out. I'll click on this. I want to blend two colors here, so I'm going to click on this house right here, then select this and add another color to it. So you can see the touch of yellow, of orange and red in this. I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to click on OK. Then the next thing I want to do now, I want to now add this same effect to this. I'll drag it with my right click, not the left now, right click, drop it on this, and I'll say copy this fill, copy this shade of color into this. So this is what you have. I'll do the same for this top side here, copy fill. So you can see how it's turning out. I'll do the same for this point, copy fill. And probably this side, should I make it red? Let me see what it's going to look like. Looking all reddish, but all the same. So this is how you create your logo. This is how you create your logo. So you can now create your border, your square border. You can hold the shift to get a perfect square. You hold control to get a perfect square. So you can press P to put this in the middle. Highlight this as well. Right click, then you go to group. Alternatively, you can just press Ctrl G to do that. So let me increase this to fit in. Let me press P to centralize it. So you can see our logo is ready. Our logo is ready. So when you're presenting your logo to your clients, you are meant to give them different variations. When I say variations, I mean in different looks, different colors, and different presentations. So let's say this is done. This background is white, no outline. Let me page down. So good. So what I want to do now is to create another variation of this logo. So I'm going to right click on this and duplicate page. When I bring this here now, so you can see I have two pages, this first one and the second one, but they are all the same for now till I make the alterations. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ungroup this, Then I'll bring this down, then have this one on top, probably reduce it slightly. Good. Let's create our outline, so let's see where this is. Alright, so I think I need to increase this one a bit. Let me just zoom in first. Alright, so you can see it. Let me bring this up a bit. Good. So you can see now we're going to group it again, or probably just centralize it first. Let me group this, group, then select both of them and press C to centralize, then group them again. Then I can press P now to put it in the center of the whole design, then increase it slightly. So this is my second variation of this logo. The next one I'm going to create now is another variation, but in a different background color. So this is the third variation. So what I want to do now, I'm going to move this out, Ctrl U to ungroup it. Then I want to have this as my background color, this fill here, this shade of orange and red. So I'll copy the fill here. Then I'll make this logo white. Then I'll drop it in the same background. So this is another shade of the same color, so I'm going to group it again, then press P to centralize it. So you can see how it's coming out. So right now I have 3 variations of the same logo. So you can create more, you can even do pattern. I can ungroup this image on Ctrl U. I can duplicate this image, power clip it somewhere here. To power clip, you drag with the right click and drop it, then you say power clip inside. Then you edit this power clip, click on it, increase the size. When you increase the size, just drop it somewhere here. Then the next thing you want to do is the transparency. You take it to maybe, let's say 80 or 90. Let's make it 90 so it will be very faded. Then you press enter, then you finish. So you can see the logo slightly faded inside the background. So there are various ways you can actually create a very nice logo for your clients. So if you got value from this video, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, share this video. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye for now.